UFC Fight Night, UFC Vegas 70. I guess now it can be Muniz versus Allen. Now that Krylov pulled out, but that's now rescheduled. I'll talk about it at the end of the video. But this card took place last night, and I'm going to go through a full card recap, starting with the early prelims, ending with the main event. Let's get started with the early prelim opener of Nurullo Aliev versus Rafael Alves. Good stuff from Aliev. Good stuff. Wasn't impressive, but he outgrappled Rafael Alves, which is very impressive. I thought if Aliev won this, he'd be a bit of a savage. He didn't look great, to be honest with you. I know people really didn't say much about him, and I know he had that big crowd in, where's he from? Uzbekistan, I want to say? Tajikistan. Yeah, that's what it's called, Uzbekistan. I think that's another country, but he won this one. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. I don't know why it's a majority decision. I think, because he was biting. I think he was biting the fingers. I think he was biting the hand of Alves, but Alves had a few guillotine attempts. Didn't work. Oh well. Alves. Good stuff from Aliev, though. Impressive performance. He beat Alves in his debut. That's a tough. If he fought like a freaking. What weight class is he in? Lightweight? If he fought like a freaking. I don't know, like a Nat Narimani in his debut, it wouldn't have been impressive. I don't know why I pointed out that guy, but still, I don't even know if he's in the UFC anymore. Moving on up the card, Joe Selecki versus Carl Deaton. Yeah, Deaton showed decent takedown defense, but overall, just got grappled most of the time, and it was a pretty boring fight. First two fights were pretty boring, but then at the end of the round, got a rear naked choke victory after a bit of a snooze fest. He was winning, but it was still snooze festy. And yeah, he got the job done over Carl Deaton, the third, I guess I can say. Yeah, good stuff from Joe Selecki. Obviously, he was a lock, and he got it done. Moving on up the card, and cut Carl Deaton from the UFC because he's shit. Ode Osborne versus Charles Johnson. Very close fight. Johnson should win, though. He landed better. I think round 1 to Ode Osborne. Round 2's close, but Johnson was winning it until the very end where he actually solidified the round for himself. Got the second round, cut the head of Ode Osborne. They even showed a picture of his cut afterwards. In round 3, I think Johnson landed the shots. Out-hustled Ode Osborne on short notice as well, which is crazy. But they gave it to Ode Osborne because the UFC smart, the judges are smart. Not saying it's a robbery or anything, but Johnson, you should have gave it to Johnson. It's one of those fights where there's like a winner. It's a clear winner in a close fight. Close fights have clear winners. Johnson should have won that, but I picked Johnson, so I might be biased. Osborne wins though. Moving on up the card, Jordan Levitt versus Victor Martinez. I don't know why I picked Victor Martinez to win. To be honest with you, I thought he was gonna KO Jordan Levitt. Levitt looked good. Levitt did look good in this fight, man. Good from Jordan Levitt, man. He looked improved from the Paddy Pimblett fight. He got the first round TKO after a patient start. I guess he was winning with the tit for tats on the feet, but he eventually got knees, big knees, punches, and put away Victor Martinez, who just wasn't ready for the UFC, I don't think. And Jordan Levitt proved that he doesn't belong in there with him. So good stuff from Jordan Levitt. Sorry if I'm speeding up this video. So I just want to get this done and over with. So yeah, good stuff from Jordan Levitt though. Shows how good Jared Gordon is in hindsight to beat Paddy Pimblett. I don't know if that made sense, to be honest with you. Yeah, moving on at the card. Jasmine Jasudavicius or Jasdavicius, I guess the UFC calls her. Jasmine Jasudavicius, I'm going to call her though, because it sounds better. Versus Gabriela Fernandez. I went with Jasmine Jasudavicius here. No, I went with Gabriela Fernandez. I picked her win. But I guess she was winning on the feet. I did predict her to win on the feet. But she just didn't have any grappling. And at MMA, we don't really know. I should have rewatched her fights, but I just didn't really care to. And Jasudavicius won. Rightfully so. She got the job done. Dominated each round, but on the feet, she was just losing. Yeah, good stuff. You won against a person with no takedown defense. Moving on up the card. Now we get to it. Trevor Peek versus Eric Gonzalez. Trevor Peek. Good stuff. Really good stuff from Trevor Peek. Really good stuff. He's not good at fighting at all, but he's fun to watch. So I hope this guy succeeds, because he's so fun to watch. Like, this guy as a champ would be sick, because we'd get fun fights every time. Just, he needs to add a little bit more skill to his game, and calm it down a little bit, but still be fun. But yeah, he was, like, going nuts on Eric Gonzalez. Eric Gonzalez did take him down a few times, but at the end of the day, Trevor Peek popped right back up. It's not how you start, it's how you finish, and that's exactly what it was in the outcome of the fight and in the takedowns. Yeah, Eric Gonzalez needs to be cut from the UFC, right? Has 3 in a row now. Jim Miller, Terrence McKinney, now Trevor Peek. But Trevor Peek won. Good performance. Just landed everything. Spinning hammer fist, standing punch hammer fist, reverse hammer fist, which is crazy. Yeah, really good stuff from Trevor Peek. Rocked Aaron Gonzalez everywhere early. Really good stuff. Just needs to fix on the skill. But I don't want him being boring. I like his funness. Let's see where he goes. Let's do him versus, let's do him versus Nurmagomedov. Would be a decent fight. I wouldn't mind that. He'd probably lose, but it'd be a good fight. Maybe he KOs Aliev. Moving on up the card, to the main card. Mike Malott versus Johan Lainesse. Yeah, I just knew there was a skill difference. I don't know why I said Malott would shoot takedowns. But yeah, I thought he was just going to outpoint Lainesse at range. But Mike Malott's very good, man. Very good fighter. Yeah, he's very good. Very, very good fighter. Johan Lainesse, it's just lands that one puncher. No, like, he's just not good at all. Yeah, good stuff from Mike Malott. Very, very good stuff. Very good stuff from Mike Malott. Yeah. Arm triangle choke. Really good stuff from Mike Malott. Really good stuff. Very good fighter. Yeah, that's about it. 2 Canadians. Oh, yeah. He said they should go back to Toronto, Canada. Why not? You go back to Brazil. Maybe you go back to Mexico as well. So, yeah, go to Mexico and Canada. I go to Mexico City and Toronto. That would be pretty good. Moving on up the card. Tatiana Suarez versus Montana De La Rosa. De La Rosa held her own. She did. I know people won't really say that, but she did held her own. She did. Against Tatiana Suarez. But yeah, Suarez is just too much for her. I don't know, man. People really overrate. People always call Suarez good in that for dominating Carlos Esparza. I don't know. She's good, but she's nothing special. Like, she wants to move down to strawweight as well now. Like, I think, I know people won't like this, but don't you think Amanda Lemos can just KO her? Don't you think? Montana De La Rosa ain't great. And Suarez beat her. I get it. If a guillotine choke, it was in. But I don't know. She was better before than now. And she's a good wrestler in that, but she's nothing special. But she won. So good stuff. Moving on. Up the card. Or not Amanda Lemos. I don't know why I said Amanda Lemos is strawweight. Yeah, she's strawweight. But don't you think, like, you think those girls can beat her? Like, Zhang Wei Li could beat her, I think. Just have the takedowns and you win. To beat Tatiana Suarez, you gotta have good takedown defense, good hips, and good cardio and good power. Basically, a female version of Kamaru Usman is what you gotta be to be what's her name, Tatiana Suarez. Moving on up the card. To the co-main event, Augusto Sakai versus Dontel Mays. Couldn't give a crap. Sakai wins. Mays sucks. He's not good. I guess Josh Parisian in hindsight wasn't great, even though Mays looked good in that fight. Yeah, Sakai wins. He's back. Held him against the cage. I don't care. Moving on to the main event. Brendan Allen versus Andre Muniz. Good stuff from Brendan Allen. People talk about, I know Jake Paul, Tommy Fury just happened, but this was a solid performance by Brendan Allen, which doesn't get respect. Like, this needs to be talked about a little bit more. Brendan Allen subbed Andre Muniz. He subbed him. The guy that subbed Jacare under a minute. That's crazy. Give Allen respect. He called out lots of people. Called out Curtis and Strickland for a rematch. I doubt he'll get any of them, to be honest with you. I mean, the Strickland fight actually kind of makes sense in hindsight, because Allen will be ranked around 10, 9 at best, maybe 11. But 10 or 9 makes sense, in my opinion. But yeah, probably below Hermanson, because Hermanson beat Curtis, and Allen lost to Curtis, both short notice. But yeah, give Allen respect. He called out Hermanson himself. We'll see that fight. Good jiu-jitsu match there. But yeah, who else did he call out? Dricus du Plessis? If he beats Brunson next week, which will most likely be the case. If Brunson wins that, good for him. But yeah, good stuff from all the guys. Like and subscribe. Oh yeah, Krylov. Spann rebooked for the Jan de Veloshvili card. That card gets a little bit more spice. Yeah, that's good. That's good for that card. I like that. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Yeah, decent card overall. Not good. Peace.